Good afternoon. Again, in the context of Supreme Court, it was only day before yesterday we had spoken about it. There is absolutely a necessity to speak about it today too. You are aware that the Supreme Court has today rejected the centre government's appeal for bringing a stay on Andhra Pradesh's court verdict regarding the 4.5% reservation. We like to say here that the Congress party, particularly with a particular reference to the Union Law Minister, we find that there is a certain level of brazenness with which they have been continuing their communal agenda, a brazenness with which they had sometime even in September last year indicated that following the Andhra Pradesh module that they would, which they are closely observing, they would like to bring in legislations to provide for this 4.5% reservation. We will be giving you a press release in which that quotation is also being recalled. Knowing very well even at that point in time, when in September in Hyderabad, Sri Salman Khurshid had given that statement saying that they are closely observing the Andhra Pradesh module and will probably work out a legislation for religion-based reservations. Even by that time, there was an appeal in the Supreme Court which the court is considering, whether that was permissible or not. It was sub judice then and it continues to be sub judice even now, aside from this 4.5% case which has come up subsequent to the UP elections. So there is a case already in Supreme Court as regards religion-based reservation which has come up from a situation which has come over as a result of some measures taken by the Congress government in Andhra Pradesh. Even then the minister knew that it was matter sub judice, but then he was very clear in saying that he is looking into the AP model and therefore there would be something worked out, even if necessary passing a legislative step. Then you find that the same minister, the law minister who was supposed to be keeping up the law of the land, goes to Farrukhabad where his wife was contesting at that time the election to say, let the EC hang me if it so chooses to, but I will certainly go ahead doing it. He dared the EC. He in fact threw a challenge saying, let the EC hang me, but I will still go ahead. The reason why we started off saying at the beginning of this press conference that there is a certain brazenness with which the Congress is going ahead on this religion-based quota issue. I'm citing examples to say that there is a continuing brazenness, knowing very well that this is not possible through the existing laws and also very clearly maybe not sustainable under the Constitution, which of course the Supreme Court is looking into it, and with due respects we are conscious of the fact that it is sub judice, but we would certainly like to say that as a political party we find the Congress party taking a very brazen approach in it, and these are the instances with which I want to prove this point. So in UP, where the law minister's wife contests an election, the union law minister goes to say, let the EC hang me, but I will come up with the legislation, knowing very well it's not sustainable. And EC being a constitutional body, you know, pulled him up. He challenged them to hang him, but because they are a constitutional body, they have pulled him up. Metaphorically speaking, that was definitely taking him to task. And subsequently, after the Andhra Pradesh High Court, following what had happened in UP elections, during the UP elections, when somebody had gone to the court there, had raised this issue and took it to the court in AP High Court, it was definitely rejected. And all of us know the kind of observations which the Andhra Pradesh High Court had come up with. Carelessness. No intelligible considerations in building the case. These were the observations of the Andhra Pradesh High Court, which of course even in day before yesterday we had referred to. Now, in spite of all this, if the Congress party thinks that it can continue with its communal agenda for the sake of getting votes and remain in power, it is sadly and unfortunately misleading the people of India and particularly the minorities. It is just not misleading them, but there is a certain kind of disappointment which you have seen in the last few months. And I recall the media had reported that several Muslim organizations themselves had come out during the UP election saying we'll expose the Congress's ploy as regards the reservation politics that they were playing up. So end of the day, it's not clear why they would want to continue with their appeasement agenda. It has been their standard practice to win vote, but it has been rejected, repeatedly rejected, both by the people of India and also by the courts. Now again, of course, the court has admitted the case, notices have been issued, but we think that the Congress party has played this game for too long, let down the people of this country for too long, and repeatedly, knowing very well it is not sustainable, they have been misleading the people of India. The BJP demands that the Congress party apologize to the people of India for playing this kind of a game and continuing to fool the people of this country, saying we will get a legislation, we will give you a sub-quota, we will take it out of OBC quota, somehow we will give you a religion-based. I'm sorry, I think this country needs development, all-round development, opportunities for their children. People are looking for jobs, people are looking for electricity, people are looking for investments so that there are more opportunities for everybody. This kind of a reservation, quota, and other politics which has been playing in the minds of the Congress party, with which they have repeatedly cheated the people of this country, I think stands exposed. Although it has been repeatedly exposed, today too it has stood completely out in the pale, and very clearly it is standing exposed, and we demand that the Congress party apologize to this nation for playing this kind of an appeasement politics. हम कांग्रेस पार्टी से क्षमा मांगने के लिए डिमांड कर रहे हैं, आप जनता को गुमराह ना करना, रिजर्वेशन रिलीजन बेस्ड नहीं होगी, और ये डेफिनेटली पब्लिक को फूल करने वाले षड्यंत्र है कांग्रेस के, सिर्फ इसीलिए कि वो पावर में रहना चाह रहे हैं और उनके मन में ये है बात कि वोट हमें ब्लॉक वोट मिल जाएगा, कैसे भी हम सत्ता पे आएंगे। ये गलतफहमी है। आज जनता डेवलपमेंट चाह रहे हैं, आज जनता रोजगार चाह रहे हैं और इलेक्ट्रिसिटी चाह रहे हैं और डेवलपमेंट ऑलराउंड चाह रहे हैं, सबके लिए चाह रहे हैं। आप डिवाइड एंड रूल पॉलिसी को छोड़िए, क्षमा मांगिए जनता से फॉर हैविंग डन दिस काइंड ऑफ अ मिसलीडिंग पॉलिटिक्स ऑल द वे।